Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 2009 APK. This is a great little threshold. Why? Well, it's handicap compliant. It gives you the best of both worlds. Here's what I mean. You're going to have a handicap compliant threshold, meaning that its maximum height is 1/2 inch. You're going to have a bump-up style threshold as well. That will allow you to get that door to push up against that ridge and give yourself a nice positive seal up against the back side of the threshold. The 2009 is representative of this profile. The A means that the aluminum is in a mill finish. It's also available in the D finish, which is a dark bronze anodized. PK stands for PemkoPrene, and that's the insert. It's a proprietary high-performance sealing material from Pemko. Okay, this is an ADA compliant threshold, meaning maximum 1/2 inch. Panic threshold, that means that the back side of this trim can be used as in lieu of installing a bottom strike if you had typically a pair of doors with surface vertical rod exit devices. That's where you would have that bottom latch connect right to the back side of this threshold, giving you the ability to not only seal very nicely, but have somewhere for your exit devices to latch against. Okay, PemkoPrene insert again. Now, let's go through the extended description. It's a panic threshold. That's a reference to the exit device capability. Not that you would have that on a 3-foot length, but on a 6-foot length, it'd be very common. Big box store, 50,000 square foot building. You have nothing but 4 sets of double doors on the back wall because they're emergency exits. Those are great applications for this sort of situation. Not necessarily handicap compliant exclusively, but that sure doesn't hurt. The fact that it's bump up and panic style, latch track is what we also call it. Let's go over the dimensional properties. There is an image below this item showing what those dimensional properties are. 5 inch is very nice because it's very conducive to whether it be a hollow metal frame, very commonly, hollow metal frame where it's 5 3/4 jam depth. An aluminum storefront, this would work out very well. Keep in mind, however, if your specification calls for this threshold, keep in mind that you very likely might need to alter the industry standard undercut that your doors would be shipped at. So definitely keep that in mind. If you're doing stock hollow metal doors and frames, while you might need handicap compliant, you could not use this because your door would just literally float right over the top of this. Wouldn't do you much good, really. The height, as we had said earlier, 1/2 inch maximum over here. Okay. This is going to be appropriate for door clearance with a minimum of 9/32 of an inch. Okay, that's basically just heavy on a 1/4 inch, and a maximum of 15/32, and just light on a 1/2 inch. So anywhere between 9/32 and 15/32 would be really great for an undercut to work in there. Let's just say that, 5/16 or 3/8. That would work out really well. Patent pending threshold features a 1 to 2 sloped gasket design, providing a high performance seal at the bottom of the door, as well as an easy transition to the integrated stop, which is, literally this part of the extrusion right here. The threshold is used where vertical rod exit devices are specified or wherever a gasketed threshold is desired. This would be great for both. Pemko states that it's the best choice for an ADA compliant required opening. Okay. The rest of the installation instructions here will talk about the durability of aluminum as a product, and that certainly is the case. This is a 3-foot piece, but it weighs 2 1/4 pounds, so that says something about the thickness of the extrusion. Sound seal rated, slip resistant, sure, in the sense that this is fluted in the top. That would certainly provide slip resistance. Smoke seal rated and fire rated. Now, we talked earlier that it's available in the mill finish and the D finish for dark bronze. I think that we did. 2009D for dark bronze PK. It's also available on the site in all the common lengths as well. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know. by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back at. Now the reasoning is, imagine this was 4 foot and you had to cut it down to 42 inch, a very common size. You would certainly eliminate that first countersink that's here. Then the next one will be pretty close to the middle. So you're stuck cutting it, you're stuck drilling another hole, but what you're stuck doing that might be a little more difficult is countersinking it, because, and speaking of that countersink, you're going to get screws that will come with it. You really want the countersink to be there because that will give the ability of that flathead screw, underside of the head, to fit down into the countersink to allow you to expect a very long-lasting installation. There's a lot of lateral force on a threshold like this, and especially one that's a bump-up style, because that door is constantly hitting the back side of the threshold, even being pulled. One nice feature of the 2009 extrusion is you have these serrations here and here, and that goes a long way to help resist all that lateral force. But if you don't have a countersink, that screw is going to be a point of failure, and I've seen countless thresholds that have failed far prematurely because they weren't properly installed. That's just the bottom line. When I install thresholds, I like to, quite honestly, use machine screws and lead anchors, because that installation, you might as well get a stick of dynamite, because that's what it'll take to get it out. The only other point of failure long-term really is the fact that if you're using an economy threshold where the wall thickness is thin, avoid that. If you're going to go through all the work and expect that the threshold's going to last and measure in terms of decades, have the factory cut it to length, have them put the countersinks at the proper locations, even reach out to us and we can help you with those fasteners should you like that idea. So if you ordered a custom length, we'll give you that countersink proper distance from the edge and the proper center to center as well. The name Pemko is synonymous with all things weather stripping related, and there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the full line catalog. When it comes to residential and commercial weather stripping from a single manufacturer, Pemko has the broadest spectrum of availability, and it's one reason that I'm partial to them. If you're looking for weather stripping, Pemko's probably going to be able to help you out pretty well. There's also a link below this video to the product brochure as it relates specifically to the ADA compliant threshold that you see here. More or additional technical information. Speaking of links below this video, there is one to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the full line product catalog of Pemko's products and review all things residential and commercial weather stripping related. I mentioned earlier their vast array of available weather stripping is one reason I'm partial to them, but it's also because they've got excellent customer service, very good shipping times, excellent value, and the ability to pull the proverbial hat, the rabbit out of the hat, is one reason that certainly makes Pemko stay in the forefront of my thought when it comes to weather stripping. They bend over backwards, and it's appreciated. Any questions on the Pemko 2009 APK handicap compliant bump up style threshold or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.